Hey there, royal watchers and history buffs. Today we're diving into a fascinating revelation about the late Queen Elizabeth II and her grandson, Prince Harry. Buckle up, because this story has more twists and turns than a palace hedge maze. So, what's the scoop? Well, it turns out that Queen Elizabeth, in her infinite wisdom, thought it was absolutely crucial that Prince Harry had proper security privileges. And we're not talking about a couple of burly guys in suits. We're talking full-on, top-notch royal protection. Now, you might be thinking, well, duh, of course, a prince needs security. But hold on to your crowns, folks, because there's more to this story than meets the eye. Let's rewind a bit. As we all know, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle made the bombshell decision to step back from their royal duties in early 2020. This move, dubbed Megxit by the press, sent shockwaves through the monarchy and left everyone wondering what would happen next. One of the big questions was about security. Would Harry and Meghan still get royal protection? Would they have to fend for themselves in the big, bad world? Well, it turns out that Grandma Liz had some pretty strong opinions on the matter. In a recently revealed letter, Queen Elizabeth made it crystal clear that she considered it imperative for Prince Harry to maintain his security privileges. Now, when the Queen uses a word like imperative, you know she means business. This wasn't just a suggestion or wouldn't it be nice if kind of thing. This was the Queen putting her foot down and saying, this needs to happen, people. Oh, why was this such a big deal to Her Majesty? Well, let's break it down. First off, Harry is her grandson. Despite all the drama and the headlines, at the end of the day, he's family. And if there's one thing we know about Queen Elizabeth, it's that family meant everything to her. She wasn't about to let her grandson go wandering around without proper protection, no matter what decisions he'd made about his royal role. Secondly, Harry's not just any old grandson, he's a prince of the realm, born into the line of succession. Even if he's no longer a working royal, he's still got that royal blood pumping through his veins. And with great royal blood comes great responsibility and great risk. You see, being a member of the royal family isn't all tiaras and fancy dinners. It comes with some serious security concerns. There have been attempts on royal lives before, and sadly, it's likely there will be again. The Queen, having reigned for 7 decades, knew this all too well. She'd seen the threats firsthand and wasn't about to take any chances with her family's safety. But here's where things get really interesting. The Queen's stance on Harry's security seems to contradict some of the narratives that have been floating around since Megxit. There have been reports that Harry was stripped of his security when he stepped down from royal duties. Some even suggested that the royal family was using security as a bargaining chip or a form of punishment. Well, folks, it looks like those rumors might have been about as accurate as a carnival fortune teller. If the Queen herself thought it was imperative that Harry keep his security, then who exactly was pushing for it to be taken away? It's a royal mystery worthy of Agatha Christie. Now, let's talk about the implications of this revelation. For starters, it sheds new light on the relationship between Harry and his grandmother. Despite the public drama and the distance that seemed to grow between them, this letter shows that the Queen was still very much concerned for Harry's well-being. It also raises some questions about the decision-making process within the royal family and the government. If the Queen thought it was so important for Harry to have security, why didn't it become such a contentious issue? Who was overruling the monarch's wishes and on what grounds? This brings us to another important point, the role of the government in royal security. You see, royal protection isn't just a family matter, it's a matter of national security. The Royal and VIP Executive Committee, a super secret government body, is responsible for making decisions about who gets protection and who doesn't. So, we've got a situation where the Queen says one thing, but the reality on the ground seems to be something else entirely. It's like a real-life game of royal chess, with Harry and his security as the pawns in the middle. But wait, there's more. This revelation also puts a new spin on some of Harry's own statements about his security situation. In various interviews and his memoir Spare, Harry has spoken about feeling vulnerable and exposed without proper protection. He's even taken legal action against the UK government over the right to pay for police protection when he and his family visit Britain. Now, with this letter from the Queen coming to light, Harry's concerns seem even more justified. If his own grandmother, the monarch of the realm, thought his security was imperative, then maybe he wasn't just being paranoid or difficult. Maybe he had a point all along. This whole situation also highlights the complex relationship between the monarchy and the government. While the queen was the head of state, she didn't have absolute power. Her wishes, even on matters concerning her own family, could be overruled by government committees and policies. It's a stark reminder that even the royal family, with all their pomp and circumstance, are subject to bureaucratic decisions and political considerations. Talk about a royal pain in the crown jewels. Now, let's consider the timing of this revelation. The Queen's letter has come to light after her passing, which adds an extra layer of poignancy to the whole affair. It's as if, even from beyond the grave, she's still looking out for her grandson and trying to set the record straight. This posthumous revelation also raises questions about what other secrets or wishes the Queen might have had that we don't know about yet. It's like she's left us with one last royal mystery to solve. But let's not forget the human element in all of this. At its core, this is a story about a grandmother worried about her grandson's safety. It's a reminder that behind all the titles and protocols, the royals are still a family with the same concerns and emotions as the rest of us. The Queen's letter also sheds light on the personal toll that the whole Megxit situation must have taken on her. While she maintained a stoic public face throughout the ordeal, this letter suggests that privately, she was deeply concerned about the consequences of Harry's decision to step back from royal duties. It's a testament to her character that even in the midst of what must have been a deeply painful family situation, her primary concern was for Harry's safety and well-being. That's some next-level grandmothering right there. But what does all this mean for the future? Well, for one thing, it might change the public perception of the whole security debate. If people know that the Queen herself thought Harry's security was imperative, it might generate more sympathy and support for his position. It could also potentially impact the ongoing legal battles over Harry's security arrangements. While the Queen's wishes don't automatically override government policy, her opinion certainly carries weight, even posthumously. This revelation might also affect the relationship between Harry and the rest of the royal family. Knowing that his grandmother was so firmly in his corner on this issue could potentially help heal some of the rifts that have developed over the past few years. On a broader scale, this whole situation highlights the need for transparency and clear communication when it comes to royal matters. If the Queen's wishes were known from the start, perhaps some of the drama and controversy could have been avoided. It also raises questions about the decision-making process within the royal household. Who knew about the Queen's letter? Why wasn't her opinion given more weight in the public narrative? These are questions that royal watchers and historians will be pondering for years to come. As we wrap up this royal revelation, it's worth reflecting on the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II. Even after her passing, she continues to influence events and shape our understanding of recent royal history. Her concern for Harry's security is a powerful reminder of her dedication to her family and her role as the matriarch of the monarchy. So, what's the takeaway from all this? Well, for one thing, it's a reminder that there's often more going on behind the scenes than we realize. The royal family might live their lives in the public eye, but there's still plenty we don't see or understand. It's also a lesson in the complexity of royal life. Balancing family concerns with public duties and government policies is no easy task, even for a monarch as experienced as Queen Elizabeth. Finally, it's a poignant reminder of the human side of the royals. Behind all the pomp and ceremony, they're still a family dealing with the same kinds of worries and conflicts that affect us all. As we continue to unravel this royal mystery, one thing's for sure, the story of Prince Harry, his security, and his relationship with the royal family is far from over. With each new revelation, we gain a deeper understanding of the complexities and challenges of life inside the golden gates of the palace. So, keep your eyes peeled and your ears open, royal watchers. Something tells me there are plenty more surprises in store as we continue to unpack the legacy of Queen Elizabeth II and the ongoing saga of the British royal family. And there you have it, folks, the latest twist in the royal tale, straight from the pen of Queen Elizabeth herself. Who knows what other royal revelations are waiting to be uncovered? Until next time, keep calm and carry on watching the throne.